Whoa, that gave me a headache. That's right, you're listening to yet another fabulous Sunday night news and nonsense. I got Deckard Kane with me here. Where toss today is, I have no clue. I guess he decided to sleep in. How you doing, Deckard?
Not too bad. Yeah, I guess Toss hey there for a little too long. His absence is, quite frankly, a little total BS.
Let's talk a little bit about that tournament. That ended kind of abruptly, but it was pretty good. What say you?
I tell you, man, JVII, if you ever go up against him, don't even try. That man is merciless. I think it was under 10 minutes was the last game of the tournament, and he just dominated everyone.
Absolutely. I'm telling you, that guy is ruthless. Got to watch out for him. And first up in the news, Linux users alarmed over Windows 10 lockout. Windows 10 will come with an optional, instead of mandatory, off switch for safe boot, and that has Linux users concerned. Microsoft announced a change to the UEFI secure boot standard in Windows 10 that has the Linux faithful upset that it might eliminate dual booting and shut Linux out of their machines. The change announced at the revived WinHeck conference taking place in China seemed innocuous enough. Windows 10 will ship with support for the UEFI Secure Boot standard, just as it did in Windows 8, but this time the off switch is now optional instead of mandatory. I don't know about you, but yeah, I think that kind of rubs me the wrong way. But knowing the Linux community and the brilliant bunch of people that they are, I'm sure they'll find ways to circumvent that. What say you, Deckard?
Oh, no doubt at all. Actually, one of my articles was also on that, and it's from Slashdot. I'm not sure how reliable this is, so I'm going to stick with the opinion here that it's optional, but some manufacturers may actually be pushing out their machines with Secure Boot locked. So this article from Slashdot here says that OEMs are allowed to lock Secure Boot in Windows 10 computers, so you may actually be locked out in certain vendors. So, with a lot of people wanting to choose which operating system they run, whether it be Windows 8, Windows 7, Windows 10, various GNU/Linux distributions, whatever it may be, we want the freedom to choose for our computing. And I almost guarantee that there will be one or two different manufacturers who lock us out, and it won't be any surprise to me that we'll be boycotting and they'll eventually either give in or go under. There's no choice about that.
That's right. I think this is going to be a foul play for Microsoft because the community, the community really isn't going to stand for this, and I know a lot of people have come over to the Linux platform from Windows or other OSs simply because of the, aggressive lockdown measures that these companies are coming out with. So, yeah, that's kind of a sad thing. All right, let's see what else we got in the news here. All right, we've got Canonical news for you today, and apparently Canonical extends Ubuntu Linux with Ericsson partnership. Canonical, the lead commercial sponsor behind the open source Ubuntu Linux operating system, announced on March 26 that it has entered into a 3-year partnership with Ericsson. As part of the deal, Ericsson will use Ubuntu as the host operating system for the Ericsson Cloud System platform. Both Ericsson and Canonical are members of the OpenStack Foundation. Now, it's unclear how much money Canonical will generate from the partnership, though Canonical executives do expect it to be substantial. So this could be a good move to see more Ubuntu in many of the products that we see today. What do you think, Deckard?
Yeah, there's a very good possibility that we'll see, a spike with different products having Ubuntu-based things. I'm curious to see what Popey has to say. I'll have to ask him next time I see him. Yeah, hopefully that does get Ubuntu some traction because a lot of the distributions in the Linux world are Ubuntu-derived or Debian-founded, so you really do get a lot of feelings about Ubuntu when you're in the Linux community because of it's so large, and it seems more and more that Ubuntu are the people who are pushing towards more and more products like the Ubuntu phone. So I for one am excited to see this.
Yeah, awesome stuff. What you got, Deckard?
I've got a bit of some serious news here. I could not resist bringing everyone up to speed on what happened here, mainly just because it really gets you thinking about the way things are done, not only with the way what happened here, also in other areas of life that we just seem to forget about. So undoubtedly, you've heard about the German Wings Flight 4U9525.
No, I haven't.
So a German Wings flight, there were two pilots aboard this flight carrying 150 people. They call them Airbuses. So there's 150 people on board. They were taking off from France and unfortunately had crashed into the French Alps. All 150 people were killed in that crash. And what's the most popular belief right now is the co-pilot Andreas Lubitz had intentionally crashed the plane into the side of the Alps when the other pilot was off doing another task in the plane, had locked him out and set the plane into a steep plummet into the side of the Alps. So many things are going on right now to take a look at the different ways that things are done on planes, making sure that the European standards come up to par with American standards. I think that the American standard is that at least 2 crew members must be in the cockpit at all times, and it really gets you thinking, what other things are going on in not only flight control, but on the streets or in programming? What sort of things have we underlooked where potential flaws could come about? I know for my own self that I've taken a step back and really looked at the way things are done here, but truly a tragedy. I just wanted to make sure everyone was brought up to speed with this sort of thing because it's spread all over the news right now.
And the moral of this story is don't drink and fly. And don't even be taking depressants or anything like that. I'd have to agree. They need to keep people in, they do need to keep enough staff in the cockpit at all times so that, somebody who drops off, goes off the handle doesn't end up crashing into the side of a mountain or something like that. Well, Facebook is in the news. Facebook Incorporated has big plans to take over the Internet of Things. Facebook recently added support for internet-connected devices to Parse, the mobile app development platform it acquired nearly 2 years ago. This move could help the social network tap into the booming Internet of Things, IoT, in the market, which IDC believes will grow from 1.9 trillion in 2013 to 7.1 trillion by 2020. Now, let's take a closer look at Parse and see why it's so important to the future of Facebook and how an expansion into the IoT market would help the social network. Unlike Google, Apple, Microsoft, and Amazon, Facebook does not have its own mobile operating system. This means that Facebook cannot launch a mobile app store and take a 30% cut of the sales like the others are doing. Okay, but Facebook found another way to monetize apps. In 2012, it let developers add Facebook sharing abilities to any app with Open Graph, then offered mobile app install ads on its news feed. Therefore, instead of claiming a percentage of App Store sales, Facebook generates ad revenue from the developers, and everybody loves advertising on their Android and push notifications, don't you?
Yeah, this leaves a really sour taste in my mouth.
Yeah, I know.
I honestly believe that Facebook is the NSA that's not in the light. Seriously, though, what things don't Facebook know? And now they're getting into even more.
Absolutely. What you got?
Robodog Rottweiler has 4 artificial legs. So Brutus the Rottweiler, yeah, he has 4 artificial legs. He's perfectly able to walk.
A dog with 4 artificial legs. Okay, go ahead.
So this dog, just about half of its body is effectively robotic. So technically, you could say that cyborgs are here cyborgs are here. The dog has absolutely no problems with walking. What had happened is he got maimed by frostbite and had to have all of his legs amputated. And he's got these really, really cool robotic legs. I highly suggest you look it up on YouTube. It's the most fascinating thing I've ever seen.
Okay, I'll have to check that out. Okay, and on the other side of things, we talked about Facebook and that sort of thing. Well, let's talk about Cyanogen. I know a lot of you are using the Cyanogen mod. Well, it appears that Big Money helps Cyanogen go for Android's jugular. Cyanogen this week announced the completion of a follow-up round of C-Series financing that brought US $80 million in new funds to pay for more hiring and accelerated development of its own platform software development kit. Premji Invest led the round, which included some key new inventors such as Twitter Ventures, Qualcomm, Telefonica, that sort of thing. Cyanogen is committed to liberating the Android OS from the financial grip of Google. Its Cyanogen mod firmware adds considerable personalization features and improvements to the Android platform. And I've got to say, guys, if you haven't tried the Cyanogen mod, it's definitely worth checking out. I'm actually running it right now on my Samsung Galaxy, and I like the fact that it does give me the ability to customize my device a lot more than the stock Android operating system that it's shipped with. So good news indeed, and this is something well worth keeping an eye on. What you got, Deckard?
The most Canadian police chase ever. So,
what?
Oh yes, this is quite something.
Okay,
Blackfald's RCMP got a call about a break and enter at a rural address where firearms and other items were stolen, and then got another call about a stolen John Deere 6400 tractor with a front-end bucket being driven away across the fields. Police gave chase after stopping a snowmobiler and being offered a ride, following the tractor as it crashed through farmers' fences and stands of trees. Finally, the driver at the wheel of the stolen farm implement, while trying to evade police, stalled it while trying to go up a hill. That's right. The RCMP are so broke that we're stealing people's snowmobiles to chase down the stolen tractors. Now, that's Canadian law enforcement right there.
All righty then. Okay, well, I guess you started up with some nonsense news. Let's go on to the nonsense portion of the show. NSA, NSA, everybody loves the NSA. Yeah, here's an article dated today, and from the Washington Post. They're saying this is an Associated Press exclusive. Before leak, NSA mulled ending phone program. The National Security Agency considered abandoning its secret program to collect and store American calling records in the months before leaker Edward Snowden revealed the practice. Current and former intelligence officials say because some officials believe the costs outweighed the meager counter-terrorism benefits. After the leak and collective surprise around the world, NSA leaders strongly defended the phone records program to Congress and the public, but without disclosing the internal debate. So, gosh.
Yeah, it's interesting because they say that, I think, did you say that it's only phone calls that they're not interested in anymore?
Apparently, yeah.
Well, no wonder. Who the hell calls anyone anymore? They got better things to do. They want your text messages, man. They want your text messages. Easier to parse that way. You don't have to go through and see what's going on in the conversation.
What you got?
Alrighty, on Fox News, there was a reporter, the weather reporter, was, saying to his fellow reporters, my suit feels awfully small today. It feels rather cramped in here. Apparently, he forgot to take out the coat hanger from his suit this morning. Fox News, ladies and gentlemen, Fox News.
All right. Let's move on to this one. I found this interesting little article, and these are strange but true facts. Just tell me, Deckard, whether you think that these are stable or horse stable. Okay.
Okay.
All right. First one. It was Senator Eugene McCarthy who made the following sage observation. Being in politics is like being a football coach. You have to be smart enough to understand the game and dumb enough to think it's important.
That's a good one. That's stable.
In 1916, the town of Irwin, Tennessee used a train's derrick to hang an elephant for the crime of murder.
Oh God, that's horror stable.
I have to agree. Okay, here's another one. Your hands and feet have more sweat glands than any other part of your body.
I'd have to say that's stable. My feet do sweat quite a bit.
Yeah, ever since I read this, I was noticing that is true. My hands and feet do sweat quite a bit. Quite a bit. Okay. All right, here's another one. If you leave a faucet running for a single minute, approximately 3 to 5 gallons of water will be washed down the drain.
I'm going to go with stable on that one.
I think I'd have to agree with stable on that one, too. Okay, here's another one. It is reported that Elvis Presley knew by heart every word spoken in the film Patton.
I would really have to applaud him for that. I'm going to go with horse stable, though, because how could he have that much time on his hands?
Absolutely. Okay. If you are like 7% of American workers, you had a job at McDonald's at some point in your life.
Wow. I'd have to say stable on that. Their turnover rate's ridiculous.
I'm telling you, hey, I had a job at McDonald's when I was a teenager, so okay. And one final one here. According to ancient Chinese medical practice, doctors only got paid once their patients became healthy again.
Oh, boy. Horse stable.
All right. You got anything else?
I just got one article. It's not nonsense. Google is actually looking for an X11 replacement themselves. They're calling it Freon. So it looks like a lot of people are going ahead and replacing the X11 stack. So pretty soon here, we should see quite a few alternatives to X11. Have you ever used Chrome OS before, Spat?
I've looked at it, but I haven't used it, and so now we've got another stack that's going to be in the market. We've got Wayland, we got X11, we got Mir for Ubuntu, and now we've got Freon. I take it.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do with that, but I've heard that they're going to be doing a graphics engine revitalization so that everything will look a lot more pretty on these things.
Yeah, well, if they can get the graphics developers on board with this, maybe they might be able to pull something off. They can get ATI and NVIDIA in there. Yeah, that sounds like that would be pretty cool.
Got anything else, Matt?
Okay. No, actually, we're done. So I'm gonna give away my very last Steam key until I can get more Steam keys, and this will be This will be for Fate, the Cursed King. The first king. Blah, blah, blah. I can't talk today. Okay, so Fate, the Cursed King. Are you ready for the fatiest of the Fate games? Welcome to the final chapter in the classic action RPG series, Fate. The Cursed King has new weapons, spells, armor, and AI-controlled allies. Wait, what allies? That's right. This is a Fate game, and it's a party. Woohoo, party system, blah, blah, blah. Had mixed reviews on here, but you know what? It doesn't have, the graphics look great in the screenshots. This requires a Pentium 3 800 megahertz or better with 340 megabytes of RAM. And 32 megs for 3D hardware acceleration, so it should run great in Wine. Or for those of you who are dual booting, all I need from you, Deckard, is to pick a number from 1 to 10, please.
With those specs, Pat, you might need to run down to the store and get a better computer. You might not be able to run that.
Believe me, my computer can play this 10 times over, probably several copies at a time. Number between 1 and 10.
Let's go with 7.
Number 7. All right, Pip 5528. You are the winner. And basically, I did the same thing. I wrote everybody's name on the list and assigned a different number to it. And so, Pip 5528, you are the winner. And I will send you a PM on the forum with your Steam key. And just go on Steam, download, and play to your heart's content. I think you dual boot anyway, so you'll be able to play that on your system. And that wraps up another fabulous Sunday night news and nonsense report. Too bad Toss wasn't here, but oh well, it is what it is. And thank you, all of you who are with us in the listening room. Great to have you with us as well. We'll be back again next week for another news and nonsense report. You got anything else, Deckard?
Well, no, I just want to say, Toss, come on, man. Come on.
That's all right. We still had fun without him.
That's true. Yeah. Well, Toss today, total BS today. Your presence is well required in this show. I hope to see you next week. We'll have a hell of a lot more fun next week. Thank you very much to everyone that came by. Congratulations, Pip. That's all for me.
I had to cue Toss's favorite sound. Peace out.
See ya.